So, let's talk about one of the most talked about couples in Nigeria, Ned Nwoko and Regina Daniels. You already know their names come with reactions, debates, admiration, and sometimes controversy. But beyond the headlines and social media noise, there's actually a lot more to unpack about their story. Now, I want you to imagine this with me for a moment. Picture a young, vibrant actress who grew up right before our eyes, Regina Daniels. She started acting as a child, smiling in front of the camera, full of life, and quickly became one of Nollywood's favorites. Then fast forward a few years later, she becomes one half of one of Nigeria's most discussed marriages. You can't tell me you didn't remember the internet going wild when the news broke that Regina was married to billionaire businessman and politician Ned Nwoko. Let's be honest, people had opinions. Some said, she's too young. Others argued, love is love. But at the center of it all was curiosity. Who exactly is Ned Nwoko, and how did this connection even happen? So, who is Ned Nwoko? He's not your average businessman. He's a lawyer, philanthropist, and politician, known for his wealth, his confidence, and his unapologetic approach to life. Born in Delta State, educated in the UK, Ned made his money long before the fame that came with marrying a movie star. He's known for his investments, his foundation, and even his involvement in malaria eradication projects across Africa. But despite his accomplishments, it wasn't his business deals that trended. It was his marriage to Regina that kept everyone talking. Now, if you're watching this, I'm curious. What was your first reaction when you heard about them? Be honest. Were you shocked? Surprised? Or did you think, well, that's just love doing its thing? Drop your answer in the comments because everyone had a moment of disbelief at first. Let's rewind to 2019 when their union became public. The internet caught fire. Regina, who was barely in her 20s, suddenly became Mrs. Nwoko. Paparazzi followed her, blogs dissected her life, and every photo of her wearing expensive jewelry or driving a luxury car became a headline. Yet, through all that noise, something interesting happened. Regina seemed unbothered. She carried herself with grace, kept posting, kept smiling, and continued acting. Some people expected the marriage to fade out of public interest, but instead, it evolved. We saw a different side of Regina, more mature, more confident, and openly proud of her husband. Whether you agreed with her choices or not, you could tell she was living life on her own terms. And Ned? He didn't exactly shy away from attention either. He often appeared with Regina at public events, smiling calmly, letting people talk. He even spoke about their relationship in interviews, saying he married Regina because he admired her maturity and her background. He described her as disciplined and humble, two traits he said reminded him of his younger self. Now, love stories like theirs often challenge what society expects. Many people debated the age difference between them. Some called it an arrangement. Others said it was genuine. But here's something worth thinking about. Over time, their relationship seemed to quiet down the noise by simply enduring. They built a family together, had beautiful children, and you could see their chemistry in interviews and videos. It wasn't forced. It looked like a partnership that worked for them, not for public approval. But I want to hear your thoughts here. Do you think society judges couples too quickly when there's an unusual age gap? Or do you think criticism is fair when the public feels attached to someone's image, like in Regina's case? It's a tricky one, right? Because when someone grows up in front of the camera, we feel like we know them, but we often forget they're still real people making real-life choices. What's really interesting is how Regina turned the situation around. Instead of letting criticism define her, she used it as fuel. She became a mother, a businesswoman, and even started philanthropic projects alongside her husband. You can see her evolution from Nollywood sweetheart to a young woman shaping her own brand and voice. She's active, confident, and you can tell she's learned a lot from Ned's business and political world. One of the things that really stands out about their relationship is the teamwork. When you look past the online buzz, you notice they're often promoting causes together, from education to malaria prevention to community development. It's not just glitz and glamour. There's substance, there's purpose, and that's something many people don't see because social media usually focuses on the drama, not the depth. And here's another layer. Ned Nwoko is known for being very traditional. He has other wives, and he's open about it. Regina has even spoken about understanding and accepting that lifestyle. Now, that might sound unusual to many people watching, but in some Nigerian cultures, it's part of tradition. Still, what makes it fascinating is how Regina navigates it with confidence. She doesn't present herself as a victim or as someone competing for attention. Instead, she owns her space, and that alone is a lesson in maturity. Now, imagine being in her shoes, living with millions of people constantly talking about your marriage. It takes a lot of strength to stay focused, and you have to give her credit for that. Love, fame, and family can be a heavy mix, but they seem to make it work. If you've been following them on social media, you've probably noticed how they've built a life that mixes luxury with a sense of responsibility. From grand vacations to charity projects, they live big, but they also give back. That's something Ned often emphasizes, that wealth should have purpose. And that message, surprisingly, has inspired a lot of young Nigerians to dream bigger. So, whether you see them as a love story, a power couple, or just an intriguing chapter in Nigerian celebrity culture, one thing's certain: Ned Nwoko and Regina Daniels have become more than just gossip topics. They've become a case study in how people can redefine expectations and live authentically, even when the whole world is watching. Now, I want to wrap this up by asking you something. When you think of Ned and Regina today, do you see them as proof that love can exist beyond age and public opinion? Or do you think their story says more about how fame and power influence personal choices? Let's be real, there's no right or wrong answer here, but I'd love to see your thoughts in the comments. Whatever your perspective, one thing we can all agree on is that their story keeps reminding us that life isn't black and white. Sometimes, love looks different from what we expect, but that doesn't mean it's any less real. So, tell me, if you could ask Regina Daniels or Ned Nwoko one question about their journey, what would it be?